Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of this Lightworkers playlist with 4 keys to 5D consciousness. Today, and this is something I've been brought to probably a week and a half, and it's taken me some time, as it always does, to get out of my own way and to bring the information to you. And I feel like it's really pertinent, important now because we are shifting. We're shifting consciousness. We're shifting into what has been coined the new earth, right? 5D consciousness, raising our vibrational frequency. So, hello, everyone. I am Melissa L. Watkins, integrated energy therapy master instructor teacher and channeler. And so I am being guided to bring you messages from my angels and from the the Council of Light. Um, I have been in communication with the Council of Light and Archangel Metatron and Archangel Uriel for over a decade now, where they've been bringing me messages in channelings, whether it's and it really started in writing in my journaling, where I was channeling for myself, being guided to do this work. And it's taken a decade for everything to kind of grow and evolve as these things do. And so I had to step out of mainstream. I had to step out of my own way and really find a lifestyle that was going to be conducive to this work. And so this is what I do. This is my mission. This is my purpose to help each and every one of you who are ready to step into the path of your own authenticity. Step into consciousness awareness of more than just the five senses, just this 3D reality that we were brought to think was it, right? And it's not at all. And for many of us, especially if you're finding me as a light worker, and I would say you absolutely are if you're watching this, right? Whatever you want to coin yourself, label yourself, star seed, indigo child, Blu-ray, whatever it is, it's all supported. It's all okay. It's all inclusive, right? And so we are here to be the way showers, and it can be very difficult. And so I feel like my purpose is to help those of you who maybe are just stepping on this path, because I'm not very far down it myself, and I still struggle with the path. I still struggle with putting myself out here in the way that's going to be important for others, or even my own purpose, right? My own life mission. So I was sitting here last week, and as I do, being called to write, being called to share, being called to podcast or video, vlog, whatever you want to call it, right? Still haven't figured that part out, right? Doesn't matter. We're here together. We're finding community, and that's all that really matters. And so I'm so glad you're here, whether you're brand new to me or you're coming back, right? So if you haven't hit subscribe, please do. Hit the notification bell for when I do drop videos, which is absolutely weekly, most times daily. And I have definitely different playlists. So check out all the playlists. And if you've not followed me on Facebook, you absolutely can. And that's also Guidance 311. And my website is guidance311.com or melissalwatkins.com. So more information and all of this is in the description box. But I'm glad you're here, because this, I feel like, is a really important message. This 4 keys to 5D consciousness, because so many people ask, what am I experiencing? What is this all about? What is my purpose, right? And so how do we do this? How do we step into 5D consciousness? What is 5D consciousness, right? Well, 5D consciousness is stepping into those gifts and those perceptions and those senses that are outside of the five senses, right? So it's the other senses, stepping into your clairaudience, which is clear hearing, your clairvoyance, which is your clear seeing, your claircognizance, which is your clear knowing, and your clairsentience, which is your clear feeling. And these are the senses that you've probably been developing since you were a child, at least one of them, especially if you're an empath, that clairsentience, that feeling the vibe, feeling what is going on around you to keep yourself safe and stable at the end of the day. And that's why you developed it, because you were in situations that were unstable or unsafe, right? And you had to learn how to navigate that to keep yourself safe and stable. So if you're an empath, welcome. If you're not, that's okay. If you're someone that just knows that you know, well, now you know how you know. For years, I was saying, "You know how you know, but you don't know how you know." Well, you do know how you know, because it's spirit coming in, whether it's your higher self, whether it's your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters, your guardian angel, your crossed over loved one, whoever you feel, that is who is with you. And so believe it, know it. It's absolutely true. And so for many of you, you're stepping into these clairs, you're stepping into this knowingness, and you're stepping into the feeling, the vibe of energy, you're feeling perceptions. For some of you, you're seeing, right? You're the clairvoyance, you're seeing the auras, you're getting the pictures, whether it's in prophetic dreams or whether it's in your third eye, where your spirit is giving you pictures, whether they are symbolic, metaphoric, whether it's remote viewing. You're seeing people in their situation, right? It's all in the field. This is what 5D consciousness is all about. It's all about getting into the field or the matrix of the energy, the frequency that is all around us. We're all energy. We are all energy. And when you begin to understand that and what it means, it just opens everything up, because you have every opportunity to change your frequency. And so by changing your frequency, that is when you're getting into manifesting what it is you do want, and getting away from what you don't want, right? So we're getting into the keys to the 5D consciousness here. And the first one is loving yourself. The first one is all about, and it's not a egotistical selfishness. No. This is the frequency of love that is the frequency of the universe. And tapping into that, that is allowing you to love yourself, your higher self, your purpose, who you are, your authenticity, that spark of sovereignty and divinity that is within you, that you are tapping into, that you are coming to know. You are coming to know. You are remembering who you came here to be. So self love is not selfish, it's not egotistical. This is beyond that. Because if you are coming to this video, you are self aware. You see your ego, that small ego of the mind that is the fight or flight, keep you safe, run the old programming, right? Whether it's 0 to 7 years old programming of what your parents taught you, whether it's past life programming that you brought into this lifetime, but you can see it now. You can see that it's not who you are, right? You have that awareness that your thoughts are not who you are. And so now it's that tapping into universal source love, that unconditional love that allows you to love yourself in a way that now you can set the boundaries. Now you can use no as a complete sentence. Now you know that there is more. Now you know that you are never alone. You are not forsaken, that what you have been through, there was either a pre drawn up contract or choices and decisions that led you down a specific road, right? And these were all to help you grow into your wisdom, remembering who you are and the wisdom that you have gained over lifetimes, over millennia, that your soul can now tap into, because you are activating your soul star chakra, which is tapping into source energy, which is allowing you to download unconditional source love. And so for those of you who are like, "I want that," right? You are on that road. You are on that road, and all you have to do is open up to it. How do you do that? Well, that's key number 2, okay? So key number 2 is all about healing. Yeah. What you've been through in this lifetime, the inner child wounding, any abuse or neglect, that you, suffered, in your childhood, any addictions, that you have fostered, in your coping mechanism, whatever it is that, is not serving you, right? How you make your choices and decisions, getting out of unworthiness, getting out of people pleasing, so important. Learning how to stand in your power, and when you tap into source love, you will one of the things that's gonna give you right away is empowerment, and it'll feel a little uncomfortable until you get used to it. It's like, wearing a new pair of shoes that are a little too tight, but you know that that leather's gonna loosen up, right? They're gonna get really comfortable, and, that's what's going to happen when you start to feel source unconditional love, and you start tapping into it, and, yeah, it feels a little uncomfortable because it's, like, too good to be true or too big or too beautiful. And if you have unworthiness, who am I to receive this, right? The imposter syndrome and the unworthiness piece. But it's time to heal that. It's time to heal that. It's time to do the work, whether it's however that looks for you. I'm not even going to get into that. You'll do the healing in the way that you're called to do the healing. And um, for some of you, it'll be a very solitary journey where you do kind of hermit, you do kind of isolate, you kind of go in your own direction, find the mentors, find the people, find the ways, right? And when you come back, you'll come back stronger. And some of the people that were with you before will return, and some you just resonate out of. The distance between where they are and where you are on that frequency scale is too far apart. And all you can do is let them go with light and love. And that's okay. Okay. So key number 3, you gotta walk through the shadow. You gotta walk through the shadow. There's some very unconscious programming that you may not even realize you're holding on to, which is your shadow self. Again, your soul's journey has been millennia. There's been a lot of uh, trauma and fear and lower frequency that you've been exposed to that you have to transform. Energy cannot be destroyed. We have to transform it. We have to take the fear and transform it back into the love. And that covers all the different types of trauma because everything that's negative is going to fall into some category of fear. And anything that falls into categories of support comes down to love. And so walking through your shadow, dealing with that shadow aspect of yourself, that unconscious programming is going to be unpleasant, mucky, dirty, horrible. It's gonna break you open on some level. It's going to not allow you to hide from yourself in any way. So where you've been the manipulator, or where you've been the selfish one, or where you've been the judgmental one, or where you've had the pride, right? Where you've held on to the resentment, right? Where you have betrayed, where you have abandoned, right? In some lifetime or this one, there's some aspect of that that you really have to confront. It's the only way to transform it, is to bring it out into the light, examine it with all the warts, and then love yourself enough to say, "You know what? It's okay. I release it. I accept it and I release it. I make peace with that part of myself that allowed me to be that way, and I'm gonna love myself enough to forgive myself," right? Because we do the best that we can at the time that we're making those choices and decisions. And sometimes where you're resonating on that scale, you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the skill set to give yourself compassion, to walk away or um, be the bigger person, right? You're not there yet. You made choices and decisions based on where you were, where you vibrated, where you resonated. And you can look back on that and be like, whew, that was not my best moment. But you have to forgive yourself. You have to move on. You have to release it and say, you know what? Ooh, please take this from me. It is too heavy for me to carry. I I need to forgive myself. I need to let this go. I'm not that person anymore, and I don't want to carry this baggage around with me anymore. At all. At all. And number 4, that is when you get to connect with the divinity within. That is when you can now resonate in compassion, in source love, in gratitude, in discernment, all those higher vibrational frequencies that are now allowing you to put yourself in situations with people, in places that are going to support you, allowing you to be the best version of yourself with no criticism, no judgment, no finger pointing, no thinking you're crazy or not right or witchy or whatever they want to call you, right? That's not where you are. You are now resonating with other like-minded people who are on their way or stepping into fifth dimensional frequency, skills and abilities, resonance, so that you can now share the love and share the vibe, stand in your power, remember who you are, and all that means. And for each and every one of you, it will be very different. Some of you, that means that you're going to do what I do. For some of you, that means you're just going to be the best possible model of compassion for the people around you. For some of you, you're going to be a healer. For some of you, you're going to be a teacher. But being of service is what you're going to now want to do, however that being of service looks for you, because that is the purpose and that is why you came to the earth plane at this time of this transformation of the new earth emerging out of the 3D into the 5D consciousness. And it's beautiful. And it's going to take work. And it's going to be messy in places, and it's going to be unpleasant in places, and it's going to stretch you and break you and remold you and heal you if you allow it to. And that is what we're here to do, to be the way shower, to help those who are ready to awaken. For some people, it's a spontaneous awakening. They have a situation or something happens and it just clicks on. And it's like, whew, okay, I get it. I get this whole thing. I am in compassion. I'm there, right? For many more of us, it's a process. It's a process of healing. It's a process of shadow work. It's a process of remembering who we are. It's a process of getting in touch with our divinity and sovereignty that lies within us through connecting in our other senses, learning our other senses, stepping into them, embodying them, activating that antenna to the divine, right? Eating better, taking care of ourselves, making all the changes, going through the ascension symptoms. For some of you, you're going to go through some really powerful ascension symptoms, and they may even drive you to, to see a medical doctor because, there may be some very visceral ascension symptoms. Um, and I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not providing any uh, indication or advice at all. But Don't discount what you're feeling, definitely get it checked out, and just know that if there's no explanation, to, get in contact, in communication with your team of guides, angels, ascended masters, and ask, ask. And if it's too much, you can ask them to, tone it down or to, help you get through it, because it will come to an end at some point. So this is all very real stuff. This is You're feeling it in the 3D, but you're transitioning into the 5D, and we have to do the work. We absolutely have to love yourself. We absolutely have to heal those traumas and dramas. We absolutely have to walk through that shadow to transform ourselves. And we have to connect. We have to connect with each other, and we have to connect with the divine, however that looks for you. And for some of you, it will be working with the angels. For some of you, it'll be working with other beings. For some of you, it's going right to your galactic family, right? Whatever, or however it looks for you, just know that it's the right way. Try not to dismiss anything that you're experiencing. Try to lean into it to find support where you need to find support. And that's going to be the most important thing, to find the community. And if you don't have the community, then to ask for the community. When I started my journey, everything fell away. My job fell away, family fell away, friends fell away. It all fell away. I was isolated. I was living very minimally in a just barely safe situation. And I had to manifest people who could support me and help me energetically, and help support what I was going through, what I was experiencing, validating what I was experiencing. Because it was all stripped away. And for some of you, that will happen. Everything will have to be stripped away to help you get in communication with your higher self, with who is coming in to help you, what the messages are, receiving the messages, and then trusting and acting on those messages. And so this is a process. And wherever you are on that journey, I'm here for you. I am totally here for you. So you can always go to my website for support in any way that you are looking for support. It is all there. And we are a community. We are all going through this together. We're all at different points on the journey. But I was absolutely guided to bring you this message so that you could know that you're not alone, and some steps to take so that you can move on that trajectory, right? Onto the staircase, right? Taking another step, whatever that step looks like for you, and knowing that once you leave a step, you don't go back. In this new paradigm, once you master, once you heal, that is resolved, and it's time to move forward, and it's beautiful. And welcome, and welcome. So, again, the 4 keys: loving yourself, getting into communication with source love, allowing that to come in, activating your soul star chakra. And you can do soul star chakra meditations, absolutely. But you can just ask for it to be activated in meditation. And meditation can simply be sitting quietly and talking to your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters in your head, out loud, whatever that looks like for you. None of this is hard, but sometimes as humans, we make it harder because we don't feel like just having that conversation in our head is enough, or resting when we're being called to rest is enough, or just eating better foods is enough, or just getting out and grounding is enough. And it's all enough for wherever you are, whatever you're being called to do, it is enough. So try not to make it more complicated than you're being guided to do. All right. So now I'd like to pull in the Christ Consciousness deck by Amanda Ellis, just to kind of give us some guidance from Spirit, with whatever they feel is going to help us in supporting us on this journey of wherever you are. Let's see what we got here. Joseph is coming in with fathering and responsibility. Fathering and responsibility. So I feel like we have to become very responsible wherever we are and be responsible for what got us to where we are, um what has formed us, because to some extent, yes, we have the inner child wounding. Yes, there are traumas and dramas that we maybe have brought into this lifetime, right? But it is our responsibility to now transform all of that. So this is where we have to get very honest with ourselves about, am I playing the victim? Am I allowing other people to kind of dictate what I do or how I be? Am I giving somebody else the responsibility for my life, right? And where do I have to step that back, step into my divine masculine, right? Take responsibility for who I am, where I am, and make the necessary course correction or changes, right? That I'm being guided to take, because we're not alone. We're not doing this alone. So, yes, there is guidance, and we can call it synchronicity, we can call it coincidence, but many of you, you're experiencing the number patterns, you're experiencing the lyrics in songs, you're experiencing the different animals showing up, right? You're experiencing all the signs that spirit has been bringing you for a very long time. And now it's like, yep, that's a sign. That's a sign for me. That number pattern, that repeating number pattern for me, honestly, my when I was starting this, like my rule of thumb was like, okay, spirit, show me 3 times in one day and then I know it's a message, right? So you can ask spirit to show you the message until you get it, right? Show you the message or the sign until you get it. So, yeah, you definitely need to build that relationship with spirit so they can bring you those signs and synchronicities and you can then trust and act on them. So, very, very important that you are at a point where you're ready to take responsibility for where you are, however you got there. Lean into your divine masculine to start to transform the fear back into the love in however that looks for you. All right. Ooh, that was beautiful. Yeah, discernment, truth and clarity. Yeah, because for many of you this is what you're coming into. You're coming into this vibrational frequency of discernment where you can now see through the masks of those people in situations that were being not honest, being deceptive, being manipulative, right? Being narcissistic, being sociopathic, whatever it is. And now you are vibing in the frequency of being able to see through that. And yes, it is time to lean into making the choices and decisions, because now that you see the truth, right? Now that you know the truth, whether people around you know the truth doesn't matter. You know the truth because you're in that frequency of discernment where spirit is bringing you what you need. And so now it's trusting and acting on it and making the choices and decisions that may be very hard because you're going against the grain. You're going in a brand new direction that very few are going down, more than ever before, but still few, right? Few and far between. So finding the support is very important. But yeah, be discerning. And when you are coming into connection with people and situations that you see through or that are part of a pattern you're breaking, right? That is when you have to go in the different direction. You have to love yourself. Again, remember step 1, loving yourself enough to say, I'm important, I matter, I'm going in a different direction. And if you can't go, that's okay. That's okay, but I have to go in that direction. I have to go down a road that is for me where I will be ultimately supported. Maybe not so supported, or I don't feel so supported on the way, but ultimately that is where my support is. Whether it's my people or my situation, my relationship, my job, my passion, my goal, my career, whatever it is, right? It's down that new road. It's down that new road. Yeah, because it's time to receive and heal, to get into the garden of the new life, the garden of the new connection, the new garden where everybody is there for you. Your team of guides, angels, ascended masters, your crossed over loved ones, your support team. Your support team, and your support team on the other side is going to draw to you and help you meet the support team here in the physical. So this is why it's so important for you to, again, it may be a solitary journey for a minute. It may be and feel very isolating, but you are now coming into this garden where you are in receptivity mode. You are receiving if you allow it. And it's okay. And it's okay. The other thing I'm being drawn to is the moon on this card. Look at that beautiful full moon. And yes, for many of you, full moons, whenever you're seeing this, the next full moon or the full moons from here on out, right? They are helping you move away from things that don't serve you, really are removing out of your life feelings, thoughts, people, situations, relationships, all of it that just is not part of the new program, not part of the new script, not part of the new paradigm, not part of the new story of your life. So I'm going to leave that right there. And definitely check out the other videos in this playlist and then all the other videos in all the other playlists. And also, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, being part of my journey. And I am here to support you in any way that I can. And if you want more information on me, please check out my website, guidance311.com or melissalwatkins.com. But we're going to leave it there today. Thank you so much for being here, sending you so much light and so many blessings. Bye for now.